right, well, we're now 24 hours removed from Vegas winning the Stanley Cup. So we got to bring in Jamie Noodles McLennan. And just right off the bat, Jamie, what an historic run for the Golden Knights. What really stood out to you the most now that we are a day removed?
I think it's how bold this organization is, and it's been from day one. Yes, they make the finals in the first year, but that might almost seem an outlier, like maybe lightning in a bottle. But if you look at owner Bill Foley, right from day one, he has empowered the people that he hired, and that's George McPhee, that's Kelly McCrimmon, to do what it takes to build a winner. And it took 6 years. And these are bold moves, because if you look at it, they had Gerard Gallant, who was a fantastic coach. Well, Peter DeBoer comes in for Gallant. And then when Bruce Cassidy is available, it's DeBoer out and Cassidy in. So those are bold, massive moves. You've got 3 coaches in 6 years. How about players? Robin Lehner comes in, Marc-Andre Fleury, who is a Hall of Fame goaltender, is out. And not being shy to move away from players. And then big swinging, big game hunting on Alex Pietrangelo, Mark Stone, Jack Eichel. And it all works out. So yes, they hit home runs, and the timing of it as far as health, they were able to get through the playoffs, and that's the reason why they won the Stanley Cup. They were brilliant. But it's all about the boldness of that organization. It starts right at the top with the owner that empowered his group to go to work, and they went to work, and they're champions.
Yeah, they sure did. Bruce Cassidy, great guy, worked with him in Boston, so excited for him. But Adin Hill, so impressive through this playoff run. Now a Stanley Cup winner, but he's also hitting the open market. How much money do you think he might find, and is he a #1 goalie?
Well, okay, first and foremost, how much money is he going to find? I mean, there's going to be a massive market for him. He made $2.2 million this year. He's at least going to double that, and there's going to be a lot of term attached to it. Is he a #1 goaltender? I think he's more of a tandem goaltender right now at this stage at 27 years old, but he absolutely is battle-tested and showed that he could bend but not break at the most critical times in the playoffs. And that championship pedigree will follow him for the rest of his career. And so it should, because he was brilliant in taking over for Laurent Brossoit against the Edmonton Oilers, and he led them past the Oilers and eventually to a Stanley Cup. And you could argue that he was in that Conn Smythe conversation as well with Jonathan Marchessault, Jack Eichel, and Mark Stone. So he did a brilliant job. There's going to be an organization out there that believes he can at least be a 1 or a 1A. So he's going to get paid in this offseason. It's right the sweet spot. He's 27 years old. So there's lots of good hockey left in Adin Hill.
He's got a good summer to look forward to. And then on the other side, the Panthers, of course, they were the 8th seed. It was like all we could talk about during these playoffs, and they had their Cinderella run. They squeaked into the postseason. Do you see them making the postseason next year?
Well, you heard Paul Maurice in his after the series presser talking about how banged up his group was and how resilient they were. But I do believe they will be healthy. And if you take a look at it, Bobrovsky's had a resurgence. So even if he plays decent next season, I believe they are a playoff team because they didn't have a very good regular season. You know, Barkov had long COVID. There was a lot of injuries that went through the team. So ultimately, I think they have a better regular season next year. Now, yes, it's a very tough division that they're in, but the Florida Panthers are a talented team. They learned a lot by this run. They knew how to play together. They know what it takes to win, especially multiple series. So I think they can build on that next season. Health will be a factor, but they've got a summer to heal and regroup for next season.
All right, well, it is summer now that the Stanley Cup has been claimed, so we can look toward the official offseason. And with more on that, let's go to Gino Reda.